Who this week? I don't know his name. Oh, God. Fail. Welcome to the show. I'm your Star Wars daddy, bringing you episode 26 of the eBay Star Wars listing videos. This is where I have eBay listings that start on a Sunday. They're 7-day auctions. They end on the next Sunday, and then new ones start up on that exact same Sunday, and it's a repetitive mess of eBay Star Wars listings. And this is where you get a chance. When you purchase any of my items, or you bid on them, and then you win, you get shout outs on this video. You get to hear your name and me and the thankfulness that I have for your support. Oh, and before that, I'm wearing a Krispy Kreme hat. I'm going to take that off. My son's in from California, and we're going nuts. We're going to Topgolf. We're going to the movies. We're going to Krispy Kreme. Everything we can possibly do while he's here, we're doing it. And so, had the Krispy Kreme hat on. We got a bunch of donuts, and we're going to eat them right after I film this video. Let's do a little housekeeping. I like to do this. I talk way too long, so I'm going to go quick. This Sunday, we've got the CGC tutorial. This is where I sent off comics that were raw for the first time to CGC. I set up an account. I show you how to do it. I sent it off to be pressed, and then we got those items back from grading, and we get to take a look at those grades and just kind of a recap of the whole process. They're Star Wars comics. You got to check out that video. I don't think... Yeah, you know what? Thumbnail. It's going to look just like this. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure, if you want to see videos like this and a bunch of future videos, that you hit that like button, the subscribe, and the bell notification. And if you hit that bell notification, you're notified the second that video goes live. There's going to be, in 2 Sundays from now, a CGC unboxing. At least I assume I'm going to do that, because the second this video comes out, I believe a box is supposed to be delivered. And it's got 27 some amazing Star Wars items. I bet you there's items that you might not have ever even seen or heard of that are going to be in that box. So you got to check that video out. Let's not worry about those videos, though. For right now, let's focus on this video. What did we do today? 61 items out, $2,100. What? That's $34.50 per item. And if you've watched my videos before, you know I want to get at least $30 per item. That means I'm making pretty good money on the back end, because I'm buying these items for anywhere from $8 to $14 per item. Then when I flip them and turn them, I'm making a pretty good profit. That profit, let's not be crazy here. I'm not pocketing tons of money, because it usually just goes right back into my collection and everything just evens out. So all the items that you see up there, they're usually paid for by this eBay business that I am running. At the end of this video, if you stick around long enough, you're going to be able to see a little short that'll come up over here, and it's going to show all the items that are up for sale now. So while we're reviewing the items that sold on Sunday, you'll be able to see the video that shows everything that's going to be up for sale this Sunday, so you can go and check those out and bid accordingly. I will say that today there are some big hitters. There's 2 big hitters, and we got a new Daddy of the Week. Last week was Mark and Kelly, but this week is a brand new daddy. Here it is. Check it out. Check the numbers. Crazy amounts, but this is only for 2 items. And they're the 2 highest priced items that I had. We had some incredible items. You got to check this video out. And enough of all of this talking. I went for another 5 minutes. I thought I was going to go shorter, but there's just so much to talk about when it comes to the Star Wars Daddy's YouTube account that we have to go this long so you know what's coming up. But enough of this. Let's get into all these items and these sales. Cristostomo from California is a repeat buyer. Picked up 2 Gamoyan guard pigs. I think you're hearing already the guard pig sound. It's happening. We love those effects on these videos. And those guys went out for $20, missing their axes, but still in really nice condition. Richard is a repeat buyer out of California. Picked up that Klaatu Skiff Guard Force Pike accessory weapon, and that went out for $27. I sold a Klaatu Skiff later on. We're going to hear about it. They went for less than just the weapon. So somewhere somebody got a good deal. Who knows? But $27, that's awesome. It was me. I got the good deal. Oh. Mike is a new buyer out of Arizona. Picked up my C-3PO with those floppy loose limbs, but could still stand for $15.50. Clifton is a repeat buyer out of Texas, buys from me all the time. Picked up 2 items. We got that Hoth Stormtrooper complete with the skirt. That was with the split visor and in near mint condition for $45, and a Yoda backpack. Those guys seem to be selling now every week for $11. Matthew is a new buyer out of California. This is like the third person here with out of California on the West Coast, which I appreciate for the shipping. Picked up 2 X-Wing fighter laser cannons. Just some parts I threw in there because I got so many of them. I need to start unloading some of these parts. And that went out for $18.06. Raymond is a repeat buyer out of Pennsylvania. Picked up my Obi-Wan Kenobi with a no COO. Just missing the tip. Went for $20. Nicholas, a new buyer, guess what? Out of California. Picked up my IG-88 complete. Pretty nice condition for $26. Martin and Liliana out of Eugene, where those Ducks play. Missed you last week, but glad you're back on the board this week. Picked up, and actually it's not a vintage figure. I had a Hasbro figure. It's the Figrin Dian Cantina band member mail away. Still sealed in the baggies with the box. You see it over here. And went out for the starting bid price of only $10. Larry is a new buyer out of Kentucky. Picked up my Jawa with small eyes, just missing the blaster. It was in pretty nice condition. This is probably the steal of the day. It only went out for $12.50. Hey, Dum Dum, let's do a feature on Neonum. Ooh.
Assume attack coordinates.
Don't worry, my friend's down there. You'll have that shield down on time. Oh, this will be the shortest offensive of all.
Justin is a repeat buyer out of Alabama. Picked up 2 items. Got the feature, which we just watched on Neonum, in near mint condition, Hong Kong COO, complete, for $29.97. And a Boba Fett in near mint condition. This figure is awesome. That's a Hong Kong version, all complete, $77.66. Awesome. John is a repeat buyer out of Kentucky. Picked up my Han Solo small head from 1977, complete, in pretty nice condition. A little paint rub right there on the chest, which happens a lot, but otherwise in very nice condition, $18.50. Sarah is a repeat buyer out of Nevada. Picked up 3 items from me this evening. Got the Lando Calrissian without the smile, but in really nice condition for $20. And a Tusken Raider Sand People complete, pretty nice condition as well for $28.87. And a Forlom in very nice condition, Hong Kong COO, complete, $22.50. Josh is a new buyer out of Washington, right above Oregon. Picked up my X-Wing Luke, complete, Hong Kong COO in very nice condition for $30. William is a repeat buyer out of Pennsylvania. Picked up 2 items. We got that Lobot. Lobot's coming back down a little bit this week to $15.50. But we had a Chief Chirpa, and this is with the raised bar, no CO. It's a small little bar where the Hong Kong would normally be, or a blank leg that Chief Sherpa can have. But there's this little blank bar there. It's a pretty awesome variant, and that was in mint condition. There was no paint rubs, tight limbs. This figure was awesome, $34.99. Christian is a new buyer, and he's our Daddy of the Week. You've seen it right here. Daddy of the Week flashing this entire video, and it's going to happen all video long. He spent the most money this weekend, and hopefully we can get him to be a YouTube subscriber as well. Picked up the Luke Stormtrooper, last 17, Power of the Force, complete with the solid black blaster. Really nice condition. There was just a little paint rub on his eyebrow up there. That's why I didn't label it as near mint, but it was a really nice figure. It's going to grade well. $425, which is awesome. And picked up my Leia Bouche. This is for my personal collection. I happened to pick up a Leia Bouche Taiwan with a painted torso, which I don't think I've ever had come through. Finally got it. I was like, okay, I already have a little Letty version graded. I don't need to keep this little Letty up here in my collection. I'm going to switch it out with that Taiwan painted torso. And that's what I did. And sold this one. And it went for $134.50. Thanks, Christian. I appreciate it, man. Boop. They're going to find out on Wednesday, and they're probably never going to buy it from me again. Rob is a repeat buyer from California, and he's from the town next to where my son lives. He's the goon leader, and he picked up 4 items from me this evening. We've got 2 Vibro axes, those accessories. They sold for $15.50. We've got the AT-AT driver rifles, times 2, went out for $15. We've got the Rebel rifle lot of 2. That went out for $13.46. And that Klaatu, complete with his little Vibro spike, or whatever it's called, I forget, went out for $28. I think that's the exact same price that just the Vibro staff went for that we talked about earlier. So all of that went out. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Steven is a repeat buyer out of New York. Picked up my Death Star droid in pretty nice condition. Went out for only $22. Not bad. Daniel's a new buyer. Picked up a couple of balls. Big old Ewok Assault Catapult rocks for only $10.50. I thought these would go for a lot more. Chris is a new buyer out of Kentucky. Is it California and Kentucky? That's all that we've sold to, I believe. Maybe Texas was in there. Feels like it's California and Kentucky all night long, which I'm fine with. Got a Darth Vader. Was complete, missing the tip, but had an O on the hilt, and that went out for $22.50. Todd is a new buyer out of Virginia. Picked up a set of 5 Stormtroopers that were actually all in pretty nice condition limb-wise. The limbs were nice and tight, but there was a little bit of yellowing to a couple of them. But overall, it's a pretty nice set, and that went out for $65. Chris is a repeat buyer out of Illinois. Picked up my die-cast Darth Vader TIE Fighter from 1979, all complete, in pretty nice condition, for $32.57. Charles is a repeat buyer out of Wisconsin. Picked up my Stormtrooper from 1977. It's a 3-line Hong Kong COO, complete, in pretty nice condition for $30. Mark is a new buyer. Guess where? California. Picked up my Imperial TIE Fighter Pilot Complete, 1982, Hong Kong COO, $18.50. Halfway through this video, we switched over to some new business cards. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little sparkleness to them. They kind of look retro. And you might have one of these new ones in your package, so check those out. The old ones, we used through them, and we got a whole new printer for stickers and all that stuff. Because here with the Star Wars Daddy, we're always trying to improve the channel. We're trying to make things better for you as buyers and upgrade anything that we can. So this is one of those upgrades. Blake is a repeat buyer out of Michigan. Picked up my Squid Head in mint condition, complete. This figure is awesome. If you're sending him off to be graded, you're going to be happy with your grade score. But went out for $37. Victor's a repeat buyer out of Ohio. Picked up my Jedi Luke Skywalker, which was a Taiwan version. Just missing some accessories, but had the nice cape. Went out for $24. Sean is a new buyer out of Pennsylvania. Picked up a couple of accessory parts for the Imperial Troop Transport. It's those prisoner immobilization units. I had 2 of them. One of them was missing a sticker. The other sticker was a little worn. But 2 items that people usually need when they have these vehicles are trying to complete. And those went out for $15.50. William is a repeat buyer out of Florida. Picked up my Gonk Power Droid with those long V notches because, like I've always told you, it's always the long V notches. Seldom ever do I get a short V notch variant, and it is a variant. Near mint condition. Only $18.50. All right, some just honorable mentions of items that just the funds have not come through yet or they haven't been paid for. But we have Kuo is a new buyer, and I'm just going to list them all off. You'll see the prices here next to me. We got an Imperial rifle lot of 2. We've got the Dengar complete in great condition. An FX7 with an orange eye. We've got a Chewbacca in near mint condition and complete. A Lando Skiff Guard complete with a no COO in pretty nice condition. An AT-AT driver with the orange logos complete in pretty nice condition. And a Bespin Luke Skywalker complete in near mint condition. Very awesome. And all of that combined, all of those figures you just saw, for $167.49. We got Mark and Kelly, last week's Daddies of the Week. They almost pulled it off again this week. We've got a Rebel Soldier complete, a Rebel Commander complete, a Stormtrooper with the split visors, just missing the skirt on this figure. I've got so many of them, I usually do one of each with the skirt and without the skirt each week. We've got a Bosk that's complete in really nice condition. A Bespin Security Guard in nice condition and complete. An AT-AT Commander, the Hong Kong COO, very nice condition. A Klaatu with the thick skirt complete. Oh my gosh, it's still going. A Hoth Han Solo complete in very nice condition, almost near mint. This guy was almost near mint, but I just couldn't label it that way. There's a couple little dings on the legs. Otherwise, this figure is awesome. A Logray complete, near mint condition. A Bib Fortuna, Taiwan, near mint condition and complete. We've got it's still going. We've got a Reese, Taiwan in near mint condition and complete. We've got the Emperor, the no CO, because that's the only way he comes, in near mint condition and complete. We have an Imperial Commander, complete in very nice condition. Just, I think there was a small little paint rub on the brim of the hat. We're still going. We've got an Ugnaught with the purple smock, the Hong Kong COO, near mint condition and complete. And finally, a Hoth Luke Skywalker, one of the hardest figures to get in near mint condition. And this one is, and he's complete. And that's a grand total of $316.92. Thanks so much, guys. I know the money's coming. You already told me it is, and it's on its way. eBay's just taking forever to have it transfer over. And the last few, we've got Patrick, who's a new buyer, picked up my Max Rebo with his piano for $31. We've got Joshua, a repeat buyer. We got that Yoda with the orange eyes, just missing his cane, but really nice condition. And finally, we got a new buyer, Brandon, picked up that Weequay, and he was complete. No COO, did not have the little HK on the back, and that went out for $14.50. Okay, we did it. 61 items out the door, $2,100, $34.50 an average. We went nuts this evening. Thanks so much for all the support and all the purchases. Your items are going to go out the very next day after you pay for them. So all the people that we listed today, their items went out on Monday, the day after they paid for them. And if people pay early on Monday morning, which has already happened, those items will still go out the same day on Monday. I get one big order and I take it right over to the post office and I dump it in a big box and we're good to go. Right here is this week's auctions. There's 56 items, I believe. We have awesome items in there. We have awesome items coming up next week as well, but they're all flashing through right here. You're hearing some music happen real fast as well, probably. But there is the little flash of items that are currently up for sale. Make sure you go check them out. The links for eBay is down below. You got to click on the little description. The link is there. There's also my link to Instagram, TikTok, to my band that I recorded a bunch of music with. You got to check that music out as well. And all of my past videos. And speaking of past videos, We got episode 25 right here. This is last week's eBay auctions. There were incredible items there if you want to go check that video out. We have the CAS unboxing that happened. Here it is, amazing items. This is not the one that's coming up. This is the one that just happened. We have so many items from CAS coming back that we're going to keep doing these unboxings. We also had my May Star Wars mail haul update. So every month I take a look at all the items that I've added to my collection. We do a video on it. You got to check this video out. Amazing items are here. And you know what? I'm not even going to list any more videos. We've talked long enough. All the descriptions are down below, the most recent ones. If you haven't already, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that bell notification. That helps me. That's the best way you can support me. It brings people that have not found me to me when you click all those little buttons. You can only click subscribe once, so you don't have to keep clicking that one if you've already subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. If you love Star Wars and vintage toys, that's all I do here, and it's going to keep happening from here on out. Quickly, we got a new shirt. I'm not really sure what's happened with this Darth Vader, but I love the material. And it really does show off my triceps and my biceps and my pecs. So I love it. Okay. And I think that's about it. We've wrapped it up. Let's not take too much time on this video. I think you know what I'm going to say. The very last thing, it's my catchphrase. We all love it. Who's your daddy? Justin is a All right. Oh, we can do that sound of what we're doing. Can we wait a second? It's pretty awesome. What is it? Variant. The little highlighted name and